All right, so welcome back to bootcamp number 2. Please see the link below in the YouTube video for this document. And we're going to talk about the subject of BAMFAM, right offers, or BAMFAM every time. So you see right across the top of the page, this is also new thinking, is right offers every time. Now, I want to give you a cadence on how you get to the place that somebody will write offer, because I know I just heard all of your voices screaming back at me, but they might not want to write an offer. They might not be ready to write an offer. They might not be pre-qualified to write an offer. So now we're back in the stable. We're having the horse conversation. So all that your brain is thinking is what you've been conditioned to think over the last 100 years. I'd like you to come out of the horse stable, walk over to the Tesla garage, and listen to how Teslas work, right? Teslas work in a completely different cadence of thought and actions. This is why we say write offers every time, because the connections that come in tend to be erratic, because online you're erratic. You go, Andrew, I'm not erratic. Okay, how many tabs do you have open on your cell phone? Well, some people have 40, 50 tabs open, and you read something and that leads you to something else, and a pop-up comes up. So online behavior is not very often systematic. It's more often than not erratic. So how do you, if you like, stable an erratic behavior towards a decision where you get the end result in the process? So writing offers is a big part of that in this modern generation. First part of writing offers is preempt. Preempt means to prepare, to pre-prepare. Preempt that you're going to write offers when you show. When do you start preempting? So we've all been taught that you ask somebody if they want to write an offer after you've got them pre-qualified, after they've got the proof of funds, after they've done that ugly thing called pre-qualification. Instead, what we're encouraging you is before you even meet, let the people know that they're going to write an offer. But you don't say, I'm going to meet you on Saturday. You're going to need to be ready to write an offer. You need to give them the benefit of that. Here it comes. I'm really looking forward to meeting you tomorrow. We've picked out some great homes. I love that one, by the way, you had on 123 Main Street. I just want you to know that I'm going to bring my laptop. I'm going to bring a device with me so that we're ready to write an offer if there's a home you really like. And the reason I say that is a lot of agents don't do that and their clients lose out. And I don't want you to be one of those losers. It's competitive. We've got to get you there first. So I just want you to know, you see something you like, you tell me to jump, I'll ask you how high. Do you see that whole cadence? So you've twisted the whole thing around from you got to write an offer to I want you to be a winner, not a loser. That's clever. Puts them in control instead of the market. Totally.
It's like, yeah, I'm empowering you, so I'm ready for you.
So Howard's totally right. You're empowering the client. So I want you to know I'm one of those agents that wants you to be empowered. It's a whole theme. Do you hear the theme that's coming up and over again? It's not about the agent being empowered. It's about the consumer being empowered. You actually say that to people. This is just one script. See the mood behind it. Really looking forward to meeting you tomorrow. Look, we picked out some great homes, and I want you to know I'm going to come ready to make you the person who gets the home that you like, right? So I'm going to be ready to write an offer. All you have to do is tell me. You tell me you need to jump, and I'll ask you how high, right? I want to make sure that you got the power to get this house. And the only way you got the power to get the house is if I get that offer done efficiently and promptly so that we're ahead of everybody else. Because you're probably going to see 3 people in the driveway who are waiting after we're done to get that house. Now you've got this whole dialogue going that you're ready to write an offer. Completely different to, I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to push it on them. You're not pushing it on them. You're giving me a chance to win. You're a coach. You're a leader. Second, score each home. Huge, huge part of the process. Please embrace this. While you're using the scoring system of 1 to 10, ask the customer to score each home and let them know that you're ready to write offers for anything they score at 7 or above. So again, when we meet a client, we have a manila folder. You've got the client details on the folder, and a printout of the 3 properties you're going to show them. You have a buyer folder. There's hundreds of them in the office here. Take a wad of them. You're going to put the 3 properties you're going to show them in that buyer folder and an introductory piece to our team. You're going to pass it to them in the driveway, and you're going to say, hey, great to meet you. I've got all your information right here. Immediately, you're ahead of 97 agents. I got all your information right here. I'm here to serve you. By the way, and you take it out, here's your folder. We're going to look at these 3 homes. What I'd like to ask you to do is this, because it's pretty competitive out there. So I want to be sure I really listen well to you. I'm going to ask you to score the homes we look at today 1 out of 10. And frankly, as competitive it is, I recommend if we find something 7 or over, you can see I brought my tablet, that we can put an offer together at the price that you want to offer. Okay? So there's your folder. Immediately, I'm a professional. Immediately, I'm on top of it. I have a standing joke. What's the part of the real estate agent that most customers see first? Their butt. Because agents show up at the house, say a quick hello because they don't really like to meet new people, go around to the side of the house to the gas meter, bend over the gas meter and get the key out. And we think they know what we're doing. They're like, why are they around the side of the house bent over? What are they doing? Do you get it? But we're so conditioned. We're in the stable so much. We think it's normal that people see us, you know, cleaning out the horse. That's what you're doing when you get the key. They don't know what you're doing. Why are you going down the side of the house? I didn't realize this really for quite a while when I first started selling. Back then we had lock boxes, combination lock boxes. And I would just suddenly disappear. And it was in a place called Vista and they're rural properties. I might not come back for 3 minutes. They're like, where did he go? So again, it's all about connecting with the customer. Hey, I'm just going to go down the side of the home over here now, right? But you've already said to them, hi, welcome, greeted them, shook their hand, passed them their buyer's folder, show them that you've got a folder with notes that you care about them. Here's these 3 homes. We're going to score them 1 out of 10. Anything over 7, I'm ready to help you out. Let's get going and let's find the one that you really like. I'm here to do whatever. By the way, I'm just going to slip around the side of the house here and I'm near the key to the front door because people hide them around the side of the house. So I'll be right back, okay? Have a look over those 3 properties while I'm around the side of the house. I come back. This is how I show homes. I come back. They got them out. They're looking at them. Okay. Yes.
Would you recommend
microphone? So questions in the room? This is Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Would you recommend getting there early, like 15 minutes to turn on the lights and do a walkthrough? That way the door's already open.
Look, if you can, and what happens a lot with Zillow is that we're jumping all day long, but if you have the time, absolutely. Get there early, turn on. There's nothing better than getting to the home a little early, finding where the rooms are, right? That's a big deal, right? Finding where the rooms are, turning the lights on so you don't have dark corridors. And I love to stand in the entry to a house with the door open. Please be careful the notes don't say cat inside. Do not let cat out. That's not a good idea to get your offer accepted. But standing at that front door with the porch light on and the living room light on makes a huge difference. And that's a great contribution from Chris. Okay. All right. So we're talking about BAMFAM and writing offers. Prepare. First thing you have to prepare is yourself mentally. Expect a positive customer experience. Now, practically, prepare yourself by bringing your device. Practically, prepare yourself by pre-writing the offer in a template. An offer should take you maximum 7 minutes. Use your template. Prepare a client manila folder with their pre-qualification, property printouts, client email addresses and contact details for electronic signing. And use the buyer packet to show professionalism. Prepare the buyer for aspects of the offer. So you'll notice a lot of what I do in life is assumptive. You're assuming a positive result. So when you're talking with the customer, maybe they've looked at the living room and they've looked upstairs and they're like, well, I'm not sure we'd want to offer on this house. And I said, well, when we do write an offer, I'll make sure that you've got time to inspect the property even further because you know there's somebody waiting to see it now. So when we write an offer, You're allowed to inspect it. You'll have 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, whatever we ask, and we'll get all your questions answered. I'll make sure that your interests are protected. What's that? Declaration. I'll make sure your interests are protected. This looks like a great home, but let's ask for a physical inspection anyway. Now you took something that you know is standard in the contract and you turned it into a sales pitch. Now you're reaffirming with something that is just standard in the contract. Look, I'm sorry to rush you. You know, we've got a couple more to go to. I know you've got some more questions. When we write an offer on a home, it's my job to protect you. And I'm going to protect you by writing in a physical inspection period that you can come in and check the home further, right? So that's all part of my job. So when we write offers, I'm here to protect you as well as get you the house. So now I'm preempting and I'm preparing. I'm prepared to write an offer and I'm preparing the customer what happens when we do write an offer. Now, a lot of agents, when they write an offer, make two enormous mistakes. Mistake number one, okay, you want to write an offer on this? Great. I'll call you back later and we'll write the offer. Then you can't reach them. Then they say, let's do it tomorrow. Family's coming over. Then the next day you can't reach them because they're at church. Then after church, there's a church barbecue. And after church barbecue, there's a qualifying game for NFL. And after NFL, it's Monday and we got a busy week. You know what? Why don't we go out and look at more properties next weekend? That's how it happens. Millions of times a year with real estate agents. Millions of times a year. When somebody says that it's a 7, great. Let's sit down. I literally walk to a dining room chair and pull out the dining room chair and show the chair with my hand and ask them to sit down. Because I know it's only going to take 5 to 7 minutes. What was it you wanted to offer on this home? And I will begin that offer. Now you have to do that by helping them make a decision. Let's sit, and I'll look at the husband and wife. Would you prefer to sit on this side or your husband? You want to sit on that side? Okay, here's your seat. There's your seat. So you show them dignity. They sit down. You take a seat. What would you like to offer on the property? It's going to take us 5 minutes. Then we'll go on and look at the next one. Trust me, we're not done looking. We're not done looking. I look at people like that. We're not done looking. But let's get an option on this one here. Let's give ourselves a chance, right? So it's 560. Where do you want to be? You do it, you finish. Now they know it's not, oh my gosh, if I write an offer on this property, he's not going to show me anymore. We're not done looking, Chris. Right? We got 2 more to see. Now, when you've got that offer written, present it. Present it. Within the hour, that offer needs to be presented. Email it to the agent. Text the agent. This is a little trick that I do all the time. You email that offer to the listing agent. When you send the email, you take a screenshot on your cell phone of you emailing it. You then send a text with a picture of the screenshot offer coming over. Hey, we loved your home. Wanted to get ahead of the crowd. Family lives up the street. Please let us know anything that you need different in this offer. Just send it to your email address, because 9 times out of 10 agents say, oh, I didn't see your email. Well, no, you didn't see your email because you went to a $2,000 seminar that says you only need to check it on Monday morning. Therefore, you didn't see the offer. By Monday morning, there'll be 6 other offers. So they're in the stable with their horse. You're in your Tesla trying to get the person who says on their card that they're customer oriented to actually be customer oriented. So take a picture of your offer, screenshot it, or take a photo on your cell phone, send them a text, send them the email, present that offer. Present the offer immediately, right at the end if you don't mind. Present the offer immediately, not tomorrow when you get to the office. Do not wait for support documentation. There's another huge controversial subject. Send the offer to the agent immediately and follow up with supporting documentation the next day if necessary. When you send that email, you're going to say to the listing agent, my client absolutely loves your listing. They have to be in a home soon, so I wanted to get this offer in right away. Hopefully we can get an answer before our next showings. Thank you so much. Look at that cadence. Look at it. Copy it. Put it in your emails. Put it as a shortcut. What are the elements here? Number one, my client loves your listing. Create empathy. Two, they have to be in a home soon. Pressure. I wanted to get this offer in right away. Hopefully we can get an answer. Pressure before our next showings. You go, well, I say that, Andrew, all the time. I tell them, I've got other houses to see. I know you sound obstreperous. You don't want to sound obstreperous. You want to sound enthusiastic. My wording is enthusiastic. It's obstreperous to say, we're going to see other properties. And if we don't hear back from you by 5, we're going to go to another property. That agent thinks, well, I don't want to go in escrow with you. If you're this pushy right now, you don't want to sound obstreperous. You want to sound enthusiastic. So the wording here is really important. My client loves your listing. They have to be in a home soon. So I wanted to get this offer right away.
Home with
Hopefully
an
we can get
incredible
an answer
backyard
before our
oasis.
next showings.
Check this.
Thank you so much. So the theme here is write the offer, in situ, present the offer before you have lunch. The listing agent has it. Now, that's the offer piece. Now we're going to go to the BAMFAM piece. What if they actually do not or will not write an offer? By the way, I strongly urge you to write your offers in the second home, not the third, unless it's the third one that they really want. So BAMFAM, write offers or BAMFAM every time. BAMFAM means book a meeting from a meeting. Book a meeting. A meeting has a time, a date, and a place. Again, I've taught this to thousands of real estate agents. And I will say to the agent on our reveal or on our Bob, hey, did you BAMFAM? Yeah, we got along really well and we're going to meet next week. That's not a meeting. It's not a meeting. We're going to meet next week on Thursday at 5 in La Quinta at the Starbucks. That's a meeting. So a meeting is time, date, place. Book that meeting before the end of your second showing, not your third showing. Third showing's too late. They won't do it. Do you all get that? Okay. Always book the next meeting halfway through your current meeting. This applies to showing appointments. It also applies, by the way, to CMA and listing appointments. Preempt the client for the next meeting as soon as you start showing property. Hey, thanks for meeting me here today. Do you know I've done this, Dominic, in the driveway before the first showing. Sometimes it's the second showing, depends how the rapport is. But imagine you meet somebody in the driveway, I give you the manila folder, you see I'm engaged. I give you the buyer folder, you see I'm prepared. I tell you I'm going to go out on the side of the house, so you're not just looking at my derriere when I get the key. They know what's going on. I'm informing them. And I come back and I go, by the way, I forgot to tell you, I saw a couple more properties on the way over here. I was flicking through on my cell phone. Sorry, I was actually driving, but I was flicking through. I saw some good ones, pulled over, some really good properties. And I just want to be sure that we're one of the first agents in there, not the last. So I put some time out on my calendar. It's Sunday now for next Tuesday and also for Thursday, which is better for you so that we can be the first person to see these homes, not the last. Oh, thank you so much, Andrew. Tuesday. Now, before I've even started showing, they know I'm working, they know I'm prepared, and they've booked the second meeting. Oh, Andrew, I couldn't do that. How can I learn all this, Andrew? Do you go to the bathroom? You got the script right there. Same thing. 3 minutes in the mirror every time you go to the bathroom. 15 minutes a day, right? I got to do the math again because I love it. What's 15 minutes a day in a month? What's 30 times 15 minutes? It's 7.5 hours. 7.5 hours a month. 84, 90 hours a year of scripts practice. Now, if I told you you need to sign up 12.90, I need you to sign up for an 8-hour scripts class a month. Would you sign up for it? Nope. Would you do 3 minutes in the bathroom? That's how quickly it adds up. So please don't say you don't have time. What it is, you don't have intention. It's not you don't have time. It's not that people don't have time. We all have the same amount of time. God gives 24 hours a day to everybody. Everybody has different intention. Okay. Book the meeting halfway through your current meeting. Second point, pencil in the time. I know we're in an age where you got wands and taps and people don't use pencils. Fortunately, people still know what a pencil is. If you go to your average 30-year-old, they will know what a pencil is. I think even Jonathan, who's 14, my son, knows what a pencil is. And Dominic, another one of my sons, 23, knows what a pencil is. So we're not quite out of pencils yet, but I think 10 years from now, I need to rewrite this because people won't know what pencils are. But most people, would you agree, know what penciling in means? It means it's not indelible and you can erase it, right? So I still use this. Sorry if it sounds a little bit like an old guy thing, but pencil and time technique. Whatever the objection, suggest penciling in a time so that you can reserve a space. Here's two terms that work really well for the client. Tell the client that the time can be changed if necessary. You know what? I completely get it. You know, your pre-qualification, I get it. You know what? Talking to your wife, I completely get it. I get it. These are all really important things. So while you're doing that, let's pencil in a time to make sure that if it all works out okay, you're in my schedule and it's not filled up because you're my priority. So I'm going to pencil it. So now I'm actually getting their permission to put pencil in the time to make them a priority. Did you get how I did that? Did you see that cadence? Exactly. So I fully understand. Let's pencil in next Saturday morning. I'll send you possible homes and reach out to you on Wednesday to confirm, but I'm going to be there on Saturday, okay? Because I know what I do because I'm a hunter and I find homes and I have, what's that? A declaration, double declaration right there. That's leadership. Pencil in the time technique. This is all about booking a meeting from a meeting. The wild technique. You hear me talk about this over and over and over again. The wild technique. Whatever the objection, set an appointment for the next showing. Always. Do not compromise that. You know why? Because the ICAs are going to look in your ZPA notes to see if the first word says 119.25 BAMFAMmed for next weekend. They're then going to look in your Bob to see if that appointment's in your schedule. So if they look, you've got 9 appointments and no BAMFAMs, they are not going to send you another appointment because you're not booking meetings from meetings. You're a one-show wonder. You're either a one-show wonder or you've learned horse vernacular. You hear something you don't like. That trainer, the $2,000 trainer who told you buyers are liars is stuck in your head. You walk away and say, yeah, I need to go to a listing seminar so I can be one of the 97% of agents in America who sell less than 5 homes a year, 3 years in a row. Or I can plug into 200 to 300 million visitors a month and be part of the next iteration of real estate. It's your choice. So while, whatever the objection, set an appointment for the next showing. Make sure you get that BAMFAM. And I've done this before and I'm going to do it again now. I need to get qualified. While you're talking to the lender, let's set aside time to show you homes. We can always change it. The lender part takes more time, but we should be just fine. What's that piece? That's a new one. We should be fine. What's that? So Dominic says it's an assumption that they have their qualifications. Look, while you're talking to the lender, I completely get that. Let's set aside time to show you homes because you're a priority to me. We can always change it if the lender part takes time, but you know what? We should be just fine. I know this lender super well. They really help people with finances. They help me. We should be just fine. So let's get you penciled in Saturday or Sunday. Now you've completely overcome it. Those few words, we should be just fine, is what's called an affirmation. An affirmation is a type of declaration. You need to learn this. People need reassurance in life. My son comes to me. He's got a 4.3 GPA. Crazy. I think you had similar in school. 4.3 GPA. And super kid, and every test he has, he's stressed out about it. Now he's learning a cadence. And one of the things I always do with him is just sit down with him. How you doing? What's I got this test. I look him in the eyes and say, Jonathan, look at me. Because of the way you live your life, you're going to be just fine. And a calm comes over him, right? Not just, I don't take like something I bought at a home store that says you'll be fine and stick it on his desk. It's too impersonal. I look at him in his eyes. He sees my soul. I see his soul. You have to learn to do that with your clients. Oh, I'm just so worried about my pre-qualification. I get it. Money's a weird thing. We have a lot of people who counsel and advise on this. We're going to get this done. You're going to be fine, right? Now you go, but Andrew, they might not be fine. They don't have any money. That's not a bad lead. It's a when lead. But eventually they're going to be just fine. The likelihood of that person you're speaking to not buying a home in the next 1 to 3 years is very, very low. They just got to find the right person who connects with them, or the right person who has the answers. So this is all about booking a meeting from a meeting. I need to get qualified. I gave you the answer or the approach. I'm out of town till next week. Okay, I'll call you when you get back. Boom. Just shot that opportunity in the head. I'm out of town next week. What's that got to do with anything? Nothing. That's great. Where are you going? Chicago. Cool. Great clubs in Chicago and music. That's great. What are you doing there? Business. Cool. You know what? Just like you, my schedule fills up like crazy, but Zillow's assigning to me and you are a priority. So you're going to get back on Friday. You might be a little tired on Saturday. How about Sunday morning? We meet up and look at homes together. Okay, well, sounds good. If it's a difficult trip, is it okay if no problem. If it doesn't work out, you just let me know. Just give me a little bit of warning. Okay, so I've got you in for Sunday. I tell you what, maybe Thursday when you're in the conference, we swap a quick text and I'll send you some properties that we can look at on the weekend. I just turned the trip into an asset. Is anybody learning anything here? Or you look at me like I'm like speaking Swahili or something, which is a great language. Huh? Now y'all got it? Okay, good. So I'm out of town next week. Next one. That's the only house I wanted. So please look at our objection script, and I'll read it just quickly for the sake of this video. I get it. What was it about this home particularly you like so much? If I can find a home with those specific characteristics, would you like to see it? So all of these answers, look, book a meeting from a meeting. Before you leave the showing, take that home with you. Always book the meeting halfway through your current meeting. Use the pencil in time technique. And whatever the customer says, use 2 sentences. I completely understand and while. I completely understand and while. You got it? That's the end of the BAMFAM Write and Offer Everytime training. Thank you for listening. Please click on the link in the YouTube video and you can study this at your own time. And don't forget to do those 3 minutes every time you go, you know where.